Bah weep grog no weep nitty bong my TF addicts. It's me, TFA 1024, the TF Addict. Kind of here to just brief you on everything that's been going on behind the scenes and let you guys know what's going on with content in general because frankly, I don't even know what's going on with content in general. Um it's been a rough last couple of months, almost a rough year, really. With 2020 being quite possibly one of the top five or so worst years in all of human history. Um, wasn't exactly a highlight for my year either. Um, as I've been talking about and bringing up numerous times throughout the duration of said experience and event, the loss of my mother has been very damaging for me. Um, it's been a multitude of things behind the scenes that have been very difficult for me to manage and for me to process all these emotions and to just get back to how things were. Um, I have been just trying to allow myself the time to mourn and to grieve, which is why I have not been working on the top 20 of 2020 video. I have not been working on treason. I have not been working on anything um, because it's all been a lot to handle. Um, I've shifted ownership, or rather, temporary command of the Instagram page to a couple good buddies of mine um, because I trust them and I one of them, excuse me, I just had lunch. One of them has been a long-term supporter and a great friend of mine for a very long time. You guys know him, you love him, Cyborg Raptor. He's a co-admin on the channel. He's a co-admin on the Instagram page, and my new buddy Mitch, who's a mutual friend of Cyborg. Um, and thanks to him, um, I wouldn't have met Mitch. He's also managing the TFA 1024 Instagram page. Um, so I haven't felt up to it at all lately. And a lot of other things kind of just keep rearing its ugly head from the past. I'm not going to get too much into it, but I will say the stuff that happened in the past seems to continue to flourish in the present, and I know I'm not exactly the best, Transformers content creator. I'm not exactly the most stable. But we all got shit going on in our lives, and I'm just trying to live mine and trying to make it feel like I have something worth doing on this rock for as long as I'm here. And by joining as a fellow content creator among the ranks of many content creators, I'm not even going to name any specifics because there are a lot of Transformers content creators. Um, some well known, some not so well known, some who are still aspiring to grow. Um, I just thought it was high time that I tried to give it a shot. And when 2015 came around, I uh, I just decided, hey, I got my phone. Why not? I've had my fair share of drama on YouTube, on Instagram in general, and I know not everyone is going to like me. Not everyone is going to agree with my life choices, and that's fine. You do you, I do me. We all live together happily. Um, but a lot of what is said and done cannot be undone, and it cannot change the perception of how you are viewed as a person. And that's been a major factor of trying to put out content anymore, because I'm genuinely terrified, because I am so weak that I just feel like someone out there is going to just open their mouth and I'm going to break. And I shouldn't give them that power. I've had a lot of wise people tell me to just don't give a shit about what other people think about you. But as someone who grew up in a very sheltered childhood with no friends, not really taught how to be themselves, because I basically still suffer from mommy and daddy syndrome. I'm always dependent on how people think of me, if they're proud of me, if I'm making them proud, if I'm disappointing them. I don't know why, but I crave that approval. I want to know if I'm doing something right, as opposed to, hey, I'm on this rock, I'm here. I've been just having a lot of bad spouts, a lot of breakdowns through everything that's been going on. Um, Ever since my mom died, it's just torn me apart. I feel so lost and so confused and so scared, because she was my life. She was the first woman I met, first woman I ever loved. She put up with me for 25 years, 24 years. She didn't even get to see me grow up to 25. Um, and it's been hell on earth, having to wake up every day and acknowledge the sheer fact that she is dead. I will never see her again until I leave this world. And there were genuinely so many times, especially recently, where I'm just asking myself, am I making her proud, or am I just letting her down? See, all I want in life, I've said this before, I just want to collect Transformers. I want to be stable. I want to be able to be comfortable in my own skin again. I want people to actually understand how I am as a person, more so than label my pattern based behavior and think he's not trying to get over anything, he's not trying to change. I want to be a lot like some of you out there who are just able to take life's hits over and over and over again and get up and get back to doing what you do. But with this, with my anxiety, with my depression, with everything that's been going on in my mental well being, it's been an unbelievable roller coaster, and it feels like my mind is slowly trying to kill me. And I want there to be some form of release from that tragic, chaotic hold on me, and just be able to get back to what I do and what I love, and just wake up every day and try to feel good, more so than wake up and just dread being alive. Um, because losing her as my first loss, especially, has just completely destroyed my spirit. She was the reason I woke up every morning and just did what I did. I mean, my dad was too, don't get me wrong, and my friends, of course, but I've just been so insecure with them. I connected more with my mom. I'm a mama's boy. I have no shame in that. You're probably a mama's boy too, or a mama's girl. It doesn't matter. We all love our moms. We love our dads. We love our families. If we're being picked up and picked on and judged for that, well then, fuck them. Like, a mother's love is something that can never be replaced. It is something that is one of a kind, and that you experience once, and you hold that and cherish that for as long as you have said mother. Same can be said for fathers, or any parental figure. When they're gone, they're gone. I've had a lot of nights lately just crying myself to sleep, begging for her to come back, to just let me see her in her dreams again. In my dreams again. Sorry. It it's just, it feels like eternal torture, even though I know I'm still alive and I'm not immortal. I've been so insecure with going to anyone, from my sister to my biological mother to my girlfriend Rebecca to my friends to anyone. I I've been trying so hard to not bring up the loss, but it's all I can think about, and it's all that I can just focus on, because you just can't ignore something like that. It is something that will live with you for the rest of your life, and I'm going to tell you right now, I regret a lot of what I've done and said to that woman. But the fact that she forgave me, the fact that she was able to put aside her feelings and just understand that this is not his fault, this is just how he is. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a pretty fucked up person. Mentally, at least. I'm one of the nice, kind hearted people you'll ever meet on this planet, but piss me off, and it won't be pretty. Um, and then again, I might even just like shelter and cower away and go into chicken mode, I guess. I don't know. The reason I talk about this now is because within 3 weeks, it'll officially be a year since she died. And I've been doing my best to commemorate and honor her and tribute her for the woman that she is and the one that she always will be. Um, it's like I was talking to Rebecca last night that Louise, my mother, was a saint on this planet. She was an unsung heroine in the face of humanity and society. And while she did make a lot of mistakes, she always made up for them somehow by helping people in need just for the sake of helping, and just being an astounding woman that she was. And I flat out said to Rebecca, that woman could have been granted immortality because of how much of a saint she was. And for some reason, I can't help but blame myself that she died, because I was not an easy son to raise. I caused her a lot of stress. I caused her some pain. I I just can't help but feel it was a contributing factor. And I honestly thought the emphysema and the COPD was going to kill her, but thank God it was only natural kidney failure and not something else. Thank God it wasn't COVID. Oh, I said the C word. I'm going to be labeled by YouTube now. Uh, I've been trying so hard to just do what I can possibly do to move forward, but it's not easy. It will never be easy for me. This is one of the hardest trials that life has ever thrown my way, and I really wish to God that it wasn't so soon I had to take this. I wish that I could just hold her in my arms one more time. I wish that I could just feel her touch and hear her voice and just see her. I never meant to, excuse me, it's my stomach. I just ate. What's wrong with you? I never meant for TFA to suffer so much in terms of feeling like I made a bad rep for myself. because I have quite the reputation. I feel like I'm going to be one of the more known toxic TF content creators, and that genuinely pains me that people think that that's how I am. I won't deny, yeah, I have my moments of toxicity, but I'm not that toxic. I'm just trying to live, trying to just trying to be on this planet like everyone else. I wanted to just try to see if I could just do something with my life. Make it feel like I'm not wasting it. Make it feel as though I can just do what I enjoy. Because isn't that the whole point of life? Being stable and doing what you love? Because if not, I clearly was misinformed. I've just been trying just very, very hard to just move forward and move beyond and allow myself to mourn, to grieve, to potentially move forward and just be part of life again. Because I haven't been able to have the strength to get out of bed or to eat or to sleep properly. I've been forcing myself to. I it's it's rough. It's really rough. And I'm not saying that as a means to get pity or sympathy. I'm saying this because if you have experienced loss, you will understand my predicament. You will relate. If you deal with depression or any other mental illness that allows or that bestows upon you that type of struggle, you will relate. If you do not relate now, you will later. That is a fact. That is a promise. It will happen. And to those people out there who are saying, I need to move on, get over it, grow up, blah, 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 wait. And then come back to me and tell me that. It's not as easy as everyone thinks it is. It's hard. And I hate that I keep allowing so many personal things interfering with what I wanted TFA to be. I mean, TFA is me, don't get me wrong, but I came here to just share the love of Transformers and share my passion and entertain people and maybe make friends along the way, which I have made friends, lost friends, and it breaks my heart and it grows my heart a little bit, but the loss always hurts the most. I wish I didn't. I wish those friends were still with me, but there's nothing I can do about that, and I hate it. I'm not going to say I am a saint. I've made my fair share of mistakes. I fucked up a lot. I've done things I'm not proud of. I've done a lot, said a lot. I'm no saint. I've honestly started to believe I'm too bad for heaven and too good for hell if I die. Sorry. All I know is this is what I want to do. This is all I want to do. You can tell me I'm a 30 something. First off, for those of you who are saying I'm 30, you are ill informed. I'm 25. I'm not 30 yet. Jesus. Um, but I don't have anything else on this planet that I want to do aside from this. When I made that my dream video I meant every word I said. I want to make this my career. I want to make it possible. To anyone out there who's saying it's going to be difficult, yeah, of course it is. Nothing in life is easy, of course, because that's just how it is. You got to work for what you want. And I'm willing to bust my ass and do what I can every single day. The problem that I'm facing the most is, one, the past drama keeps showing up in the present when as soon as you search my name, and two, I want to be original. I don't want to just be another, TF reviewer. I don't want to be another stop motion animator. I mean, you have people talented like GPL Films, Crosshairs Productions. This one's technically not a stop motion creator, but people keep referring him to it as one anyway. TFI Creations, MP Cons. You got all those people who are making these fantastic, amazing Transformers related projects, and they do such an astounding job. And I feel like I have that potential to make and tell my own story like that. I tried to do it with Infinite Chaos, which that didn't turn out so well. Tried doing it with Combiner Wars United Warriors, which again couldn't follow through because a lot of personal issues got in the way. Now I'm trying to do it with Treason, excuse me. I'm trying to do it with Treason, and that has to be some of my best work yet. The problem is the motivation. The problem is the perseveration. The inspiration. There's a lot of shuns. You catching that yet? It just, I want to stand out for the good more than the bad. I don't want to be an infamous TF content creator, as people have labeled me to be. I don't want to be a famous one either, because one, I won't be able to handle all the attention. I mean, we're already past 2,510. So, imagine what it's going to be like when I reach the 10,000s and beyond. Like, I won't be able to handle it. That's where I'm going to be like, I'm going to need a team of individuals who know how to do social media stuff, because I know little to nothing about this stuff. I genuinely just I don't necessarily know what else I can do to help stand out and be more different than someone else. And it's like the wise words of my buddy Mitch said, it's like, it's just because you do the same thing doesn't mean you're not going to stand out. You're still putting yourself into your passion and your projects and everything that you want to do. And that's true. But if everyone does stop motion, if everyone does reviews and everything, then there's nothing out there that differentiates you from someone else. Because, yeah, well, it is nice to be grouped in with other popular YouTuber TF reviewers. Like, I've been told that I was in someone's top 5 list with like MGO and Few, and like that that warmed my heart so much, because it's like, those are people I look up to. Those are people who inspire me to do what I want to do. When it came to showing off the footage for Trees in the Tarn story and people telling me that this was so good, like, again, I was inspired by people like Crosshairs Productions, GPL Films, and TFI Creations. In fact, TFI was the one to actually really help inspire me to kind of make that story, because I always see him putting out these very emotional and invested stories. Like with Rollout, I cried. There was a moment in that whole thing where I just felt so connected to this character, and I cried. And the story he shared with me about it, I mean, first off, please go check him out. He's an amazing person and makes fantastic content. And it's just it's what I wanted to do with Tarn, to tell the story about someone who's been ultimately betrayed by someone he absolutely 100% looked up to and admired and worshipped as a god, only to find out that he gave up his original ideology and go on his own path, but still focus on the path that he was essentially made to do because of said betrayer. And I have another story coming up called A Divided Mind, involving Punch Counterpunch, which I think is going to be the perfect personification of what it's like as anyone with mental illness, because he's going to be suffering from multiple personality slash schizophrenia, robot schizophrenia, I guess. I mean, hey, if the last night can get away with robot dementia, then why can't I get away with robot schizophrenia? I'm honestly just trying to make myself smile at this point because it's been it's been fucking hard. Shut up. I just ate. Shush. I need to get a new chair too. This thing's too damn squeaky. I'm not saying to just put me up there with your list of inspirations and people of role models. For God's sake, please don't look at me as a role model, all right? I have a lot of shit I have to work on before I can even say I'm a role model. But one thing that I am vastly tired of being labeled is soft. People have called me soft. They've called me weak. They've called me so many things under the sun that every time I think about it, you know, it just triggers a breakdown. And people think that, oh, you're using it as an excuse. You're craving this off of your mental. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm not. This is how I am as a person. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. If you don't like it, there's the door. Fuck off. I get so sick and tired of that. I know I'm soft. I'm embarrassed about it for the most part, yeah. But I'm also proud to say that I am a man who is not afraid to be vulnerable. I'm proud to say I am a human, because that's what everyone needs to understand, is that everyone goes through all of this shit. Everyone has bad days. It is not a bad thing to have bad days. It's bad when it turns into bad days numerous times over, from depression, from anxiety, from all these mental illnesses that plague a lot of people now these days, and probably even developing as we speak due to this whole quarantine, everyone being cooped up in their houses, doing nothing, no social interaction aside from fucking FaceTime or playing games. There's no fucking excuse to look at me and say I am weak, I am soft, I am manipulative, I am toxic. I'm none of those things. And there's nothing wrong with me being soft, period. There's nothing wrong with being soft in general. The whole reason I made TFA was to share my passion and to share my story. Because I don't know how much longer I have on this planet. I could be alive today, dead tomorrow, or next week, or even 20 years from now. I don't know. I could die after this. I could die midstream. No one knows. I'm not asking you to look at me as some idealistic, you know, or not idealistic. What am I trying to say here? I'm not asking you to look at me as someone who is to be worshipped, to be continuously praised, or, you know, to be immortalized in a gold statue or something. I'm doing this because it's me. I'm doing this because it's a lot of you out there too. I guarantee you. I've had people who flat out told me that I am an inspiration to them for how I am, that inspired them to show their love for Transformers when they were so scared and ashamed to. I've had people tell me, you're the reason I made my channel. You're the reason why I went on Instagram. You're the reason I started embracing who I am. I never did TFA for this reason. I did it for me. The sheer fact that this is what follows, it brings tears to my eyes. And I will admit there are times where I need to be knocked down a peg. I can be a little egotistical and self-centered, but you know what? Who says you aren't either? Who says anyone isn't? We're all a little self-centered. We're all a little egotistical. Sometimes that ego helps us build confidence. It's just the problem of having an inflated ego. As far as manipulation and everything goes, yeah, I've done it. Pretty sure you have too. We all have at some point. We all want to get our way. We all want to be right. We all want to, do whatever we can. But I'm not going to sit here and be said that this is exactly how you are as a person and you'll never change, because guess what? I know that I'll never change. I shouldn't have to change. There's a lot of stuff that I want to work on, and there's a lot of stuff that I definitely wish to improve upon. Like, hell, I wish I could work on my social anxiety. I wish I could work on my trust issues. I can't even go to my friends without feeling so insecure about saying the same stuff I always say, because people get tired of that. And I get it's draining, and I get that, sometimes it seems like I want to just come and be like, oh, it's woe is me. I hate my life. I want to leave and all this stuff. I get that. I completely understand that. But I don't have the luxury of having that much of a support system. And even if I do have said support system, even if I do have people who say, you can come to me anytime you need to, that trust issue that has carried me through the years, or rather carried over with me through the years, doesn't fade away. There are times where I can't even go to Rebecca. There are times where I can't even go to my father. Throughout this whole loss issue, I have not been able to go to my father in full confidence, thinking that it's okay to talk about his dead wife. I've been building it up and keeping it inside because I want to stay strong for him. I've seen how he is recently, and he's been doing a lot better than when it first happened. I don't want to take that away from him. He's made so much more progress than I have. I refuse to let that get in his way. So yes, while I am hurting, while I am struggling, while I am suffering, I'm not going to be okay for a while. I will never be okay. It's my mom, and I guarantee you it'll be doubly as bad as soon as my dad passes. I don't do this for sympathy. I don't do this for pity. I don't do this for attention. This is my way of expressing myself. This is my way of getting all of these very conflicting emotions out. Because if I don't, I'm going to snap. And if I snap, it's not going to be pretty. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. In terms of everything that's been going on, there's so much that I wish that I could control. There's so much that I wish I could just take away and let it fade. And there's so much that I wish I could have back. There's a lot that I wish I could do as well. I've been genuinely prioritizing a lot of my mental and emotional health recently, whereas I used to ignore that in the past. That's why I've been very carefully planning out when to do content and when not to do content. This right now is because I genuinely feel as though you guys deserve to be notified as to what's going on. I could have made a community post and been like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, blah, blah, blah. But reading a text is different from hearing the emotion in someone's voice. I want to get back to transforming your entertainment. I want to get back to doing stop motion, to doing reviews, but it's all so much right now. And I don't know how or when I'll be able to get back to that. The whole reason I did the TFTC 3 weeks ago was because I wanted to, because I genuinely was like, we haven't done one in a while, and we promoted that I promoted it was back. Why don't we do one? And, it turned out to be a lot of fun. I got freaking Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer on it. Lazy Eyebrow. I keep wanting to call him Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer. I got Lazy Eyebrow on it, and I thought that was great. He had a fun time for the duration that he stayed, and Rebecca was on the stream and the channel for the first time ever, and I thought that was amazing. I honestly, and no offense to you, sweetheart, I didn't think you'd join, but it was fun. We had my buddy, we had Nemesis Convoy, we had Marvelous, we had 98 Transformers on Instagram join, we had my buddy Cyborg Raptor, we had my buddy Josh BC. I mean, we had a good chunk of people and we had a good time. And I want to keep having those good times. I want to keep laughing. I want to keep smiling. I want to keep being human. I want to feel good again. I don't want to feel as though I'm just another face on the planet. But I also don't want to be, again, immortalized or idolized as a god or something. I want to just be me. I want people to accept me for me. And I know not every single person is going to accept who I am, what I do, what my choices are, so on and so forth. That's fine. You're entitled to that. You're a human as well. But if you are just going to consistently point out my flaws and my mistakes and just constantly contribute to the negative mental health, that's where I'm going to have to cut ties. And I've had to do that with a couple of people, unfortunately. So I have been prioritizing a lot of mental health for myself because I need to. It's what everyone should do, especially nowadays. Everyone's stuck behind a screen. Everyone's doing what everyone else in the world does. People who never touched a computer in their lives now finally get to understand what it's like to have that anxiety, to have that fear, to have that sense of loneliness without any other human interaction. And again, it's hard because of COVID, but everyone now understands. There's a lot of things I cherish in this world. Transformers being the number one thing. Keep that thing part in mind because that does make a difference. I cherish the connections I have with my friends and family. I cherish the connection I have with you, my TF Addicts. I just am fearful that one day it's going to start to fade. And I don't want it to. I really don't want it to. Because I feel like if I don't have these, then I'm not exactly me. And I was going to make a big video about this because genuinely it's something that I wanted to delve into. I am already expecting people to just immediately be like, you're a loser, you're a F word, the other F word that means homosexual, not that word. I don't want to say it. Apologies to anyone out there who is of the homosexuality. Excuse me. I'm expecting all that, but it's something that I think a lot of people could relate to because not everyone was fortunate enough to have friends at a young age. Sometimes their toys were their best friends, as sad and pathetic as that sounds. And I'm saying that for me, not to anyone else. I embrace that you guys did that. I had to do it. I was stuck in my house all the time playing with my Transformers. Every time I was sad, I played with them. Every time I was happy, I played with them. When I was mad, I threw them. Didn't break them, just because that's back in the day when toys were made of tough plastic instead of now this cheap as brittle clear plastic. I don't know what else I can really say or do to ensure that the future of TFA is bright because I can't see it right now. I don't even know what the future for me is going to be like because I can't see it right now. All I can see is darkness through the tears. I see a sad little boy craving the return of his mother. And that's the hardest thing that I'm facing right now. Aside from questioning my own self-worth, if I'm actually a good friend to people, if I'm a good brother to my own sister, if I'm if I'm a good boyfriend to my own girlfriend and all this other good, happy-go-lucky bullshit. I'm even questioning if I'm even a good son to my own bio mom and my dad. Questioning if I'm making her proud. Fuck. Sorry. That's something I also gotta cut out, is stop saying sorry for expressing emotion. We're human. Doesn't make us any weak, any less strong. It's us. We're allowed that. I guess I just feel wrong for showing it, because that's not what an appropriate public figure would do. That's not what a YouTuber would do. People have done it. I don't know why I keep having that insecurity like that, but I need to work on that drastically. I'm going to move this a little bit so I can work. So I was supposed to clean the collection room today. We're actually almost done with it. I have a lot to do, but we're almost done. So that's cool. All I ask of you, my TF Addicts, if you're willing to stick with me, please do so. If I am somehow too much for you mentally, or if I am not meeting your expectations, please feel free to do what you think is best. I don't want any more trouble. I don't want any more drama. Here on YouTube, real life, whatever. I don't want it. I just want to get back to doing what I do, loving what I love, and trying my best to live life with a smile. Even if sometimes there are tears from that smile. So I don't know when content will be coming back. I don't know what type of content will be coming back. I think I'm still going to do the whole multimedia thing where I'm going to be like, hey, here's a stream series. Hey, there's a stop motion. Hey, here's a review. I don't know. All I know is I'm going to start prioritizing a lot more mental health than what the expectations of YouTube and everything should be. If I can upload once a month, that's a goal for me. I'm fine with that. If I can, I don't know, if I can just make a post saying, hey, this is what's going on, see you soon, that's a goal for me. If I can just stop being insecure for one goddamn minute of my life, hey, that's a major goal for me, because even as I'm doing this live stream, I'm kind of questioning myself. Should I be doing this? Is this a mistake? Am I just going to delete it afterwards? You know, if I do something wrong, please call me out on it, even if I somehow manage to seem like some sort of pompous, uptight douchebag saying that I never did anything wrong. That's because I genuinely believe I didn't do anything wrong. But I'm a man who's willing to admit his mistakes. I'm willing to change, even a little. But get in the way of my Transformers collecting, and we go fight. Not really. I'll probably be like, can you just leave me alone, let me do me, and just back away like the coward I am. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that everyone's doing the best that they can during these trying times. I hope this doesn't seem dramatic. I'm just coming to you as a person more so than a public figure or content creator. I'm just, like I said, this is my way of reaching out. It helps, especially recently with everything that's been going on. And I will not be shamed, and I will not be shunned and, you know, quieted down for it, because who are you to tell me what to do and what not to do? I don't see, I mean, who are you? The emotion police? Are you the real police? Huh? Again, I'm just trying to make myself laugh. It's not working. So as far as content does go, we'll finally get into it. I'm also going to be doing chapters because that seems to be a thing that YouTubers can do now. So if you don't want to hear all the personal related stuff, feel free to skip ahead. I'm just going to talk your ear off for another half a minute, and then we'll do the chapter. But that's everything that's been going on. I am going to do something for the loss of my mom on March 19th. That's when she died. I don't know what, but we'll see. So on to the actual content at hand. I'm still going to work on Trees in a Tarn story, no matter how long it takes, no matter how long you all have been waiting. It is a story that I want to tell because I love IDW, and I officially have all the DJD now. I've made posts about it on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description down below for IG because I'd really like to grow my following if possible. And if not, well, I'm happy to have what I have. I'd also like to try to get out a lot more reviews and a lot more stop motions and the top 20 of 2020 video. I know that's normally a thing that's saved for like the literal first month of the new year, but with everything that's been going on, I just can't do it right now. So I'll be working on that later. I don't know when, but it will be this year. Because yeah, maybe it'll be a channelversary special because on May 5th or something, I can't remember exactly when, my channelversary comes up. So if that's something you want to do, that's cool. Or if I look back on it, maybe I'll see if I can do it on the anniversary of the time I actually joined the Transformers community and began to fall in love with Transformers with Transformers Armada, specifically Tidal Wave. I'll look back and see when his toy was released, the date and everything, or when the commercial was released, because I know people there's some fine folks out there who really find a way to dig up the good stuff, because I've been seeing a lot of commercials I've never seen before, or stuff that I have seen and I just haven't seen on YouTube in a long time. So yeah, those two dates, that's probably going to be it. In terms of March 19th, what I think I'm going to do, because I said I was going to do it on Mother's Day, I wanted to do my first stop motion series episode of Transformers, or Evolution Transformation, which was basically exactly as it is, a showcase of the character of choice, or characters of choice, evolving through the years, which I realized I'm probably going to have to edit that intro because we're now into Transformers Siege and Earthrise and Kingdom. Shouldn't be hard, but it's still tedious. So maybe that'll be coming out for her anniversary. I genuinely don't know. I don't have a lot of pictures of her. I wish I did. I wish I could share a clip of her voice, because in the one video of TFA Mail back in 2015, when I got the Combaticons and Scattershot, she was in that. And I don't think she ever talked, nor did my dad, but yeah. I wish you guys could hear her voice. It was so gentle and so sweet. She was literally just a big old grandma, because she was my grandma, biologically, but she was my mom. She was always my mom. So we might do something for that. I already mentioned Treason. Divided Mind, I really want to come out this year, because that is another story that I really want to tell that is very personal to me. Because it is a story of basically having to fight your inner demons, and it's a very personal story. It has a very realistic ending. That's all I'm going to say. If you know the ending, no spoilers. If you can guess it, also no spoilers. And then there's also Call of the Titans, which is kind of this triumphant, like, last stand type hero story with Optimus that I want to do. Which I have to redo entirely, because my iPad 2, I had stuff hidden on it and I forgot to unhide it, and I lost all the lines and everything from the iMovie file. So I might have to reach out to my buddy Caleb, or I might have to provide voices myself. I genuinely don't know how I'm going to do that, but I made a mistake. You know, I've made many, to quote Starscream. Um, and there was also going to be like this very small. I talked about this yesterday on Instagram Live. Um, I want to do this very small, like stop motion short called Transformers Evacuation, which is literally exactly what it is. Autobots are defending Mission City or some city from Decepticon attack, most likely being my hallway or maybe even my room this time. I don't know. Um, and it's going to feature evac from the Transformers the Ride and the records from Studio Series and a lot of characters from the Studio Series toy line. Basically evacuating a human town, taking down Decepticons. It was an idea. It's something I do want to work on though, because I just kind of like I have this vision in my head of how it'll go. Um, and with the tips that I learned from the Lazy Eyebrows tutorials, I feel like I can make it even better than what Treason is. Um, but like I said, for right now, I can't. It's rough, but this is all stuff we're planning for 2021. That content teaser trailer that I put out a few weeks ago, that is still very much happening. Um, I just don't know when. But 2021 is still here. We're not done with it yet. I mean, it feels like we are going through it pretty fast, though. Holy shit. Um, but that is something that I said a few months ago. I meant a month ago. Or did I say a few weeks? I don't even know what I'm saying. My anxiety is just like. Anyway, the content lineup that I provided is still very much in effect. I just don't know when. Um, but what I plan on doing is just trying to do my best to just get something out there. I might even do a custom showcase because I did the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Smokescreen 2.0 colors on the Beast Hunter smokescreen, and it turned out beautiful. I'll be definitely sharing that on YouTube, even though I already shared it here on Instagram. Or on Instagram. I keep wanting to say here on Instagram because I don't. Anyway, um, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be starting what I like to call sneak peek Saturdays, which are exactly as they sound. I'm going to be posting sneak peeks of something in my community tab, maybe a video, um, something to get you guys hyped for content in the future. I was actually going to do one last weekend, but I just couldn't pull myself to do it. It was again, it's been rough. Um, so that's something I'm also going to do, and that was also going to tease like projects like again, Divided Mind, Rise, Call of the Titans, something. Maybe even like a future TFA review because I have a plan for March called. Well, the name's not final. I'm just trying to do something cheesy and stupid and fun that I think will be kind of interesting. But I was going to call it either if it took place on March or May. I was going to call it um, Marchtermind Creation Month, which would basically be Mastermind Creations because I got a lot of MMC stuff on the way, and I have some currently. Or it was going to be Mastermind Creations Month because May and Mastermind. um, yeah, it's a work in progress. But basically, you would be getting TFA reviews of specific MMC figures of my choice, maybe for a straight week, maybe for every week for each month. One a week for that month, whatever figure it is. I mean, I would love to do the whole DJD, but I think that might be something I might do in October because those guys and gal. Oof. I also need to somehow acquire a full combined or complete set of Nickel and the Pet because I bought one off of I almost said Cyborg, off of Swagwave SM, and he forgot to send the faces for Nickel, and mine still has a face. It just doesn't have the alternative faces, which I was kind of hoping for. I also don't want her to have a happy face. Like Nicole is not a happy fembot. She kind of a glitch. she's temperamental. She's like a cat, if I could put it in best words. But yeah, that's all I can think of right now. We might do more TFTC. In fact, we might be moving TFTC to an app called Anchor. This is something that was informed to me by my buddy TF Picks and More on Instagram. It's basically a podcast making app that allows you to, I think, share it through other what is it, other platforms. So like it would, I guess it would go on like Apple Podcast. It could go on like Spotify. It can go basically like anywhere. I can also add people if I really wanted to. It's 100% free hosting. I can distribute it through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more with a single tap. Um, I can create without any constraint. I'm literally reading the bio, by the way. Um, I can create without constraints. I can grow my audience. I can get paid to do podcasts. I mean, there's a lot. So it's something I might look into. It doesn't seem like there's any in-app purchases, and with quarantine and everything going on with COVID, I think bringing TFTC as an actual podcast would make things a lot more interesting. Um, but it's something I want to do. It's something I think would be a lot of fun, and I hope that's maybe I can make that work. And if I can, you will be updated. If I can't, you will be updated. Basically, you won't be in the dark. There's a lot that's I want to do. Um, I want to try to get into like 2D and 3D animation at some point, but I need a computer and such to do that. Um, there's a whole list of goals I have on my Instagram that I really want to make happen. So if you're not followed to me there already, please follow me. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and hopefully that's something that can possibly be done. But in due time, I really don't know when, um, but we'll see. If I can't do it, it will most likely be still on Instagram and everything, or YouTube, where I'll just be yeah, I'll be definitely doing more TFTCs here on YouTube, and if I can't, then well, it'll probably be on Anchor. But we'll see. We will definitely see. And I think honestly, that's pretty much all there is to say here. I do sincerely apologize for a lot of what's happened in the past, a lot of what's going on in my future, and if I ever caused anyone any pain or any negative feeling whatsoever, I sincerely do apologize, and I hope that you all are doing well and you're not dealing with loss, because COVID has definitely claimed a lot of lives, and it's been very difficult for a lot of people. And if you are currently going through one, I sincerely, you have my condolences, my sympathies. I know what it's like to lose someone dear to you. It could be a friend, it could be a family member. Whatever the case may be, loss is loss, and it hurts like hell. So I hope that everyone's okay. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who's joined in the live chat through the live stream. Hello to TFP Forever. Thank you very much for joining. My boy Pelsity, how you doing, dude? My other boy Explicit, my dude Marvelous, my girl Rebecca, Becky Angel Rose, um, my longtime friend Derivative Films, who I actually filmed or voiced for a couple projects. I haven't seen him in a while, and it's great to see you, dude. I missed you. I will try to talk to you more often. Sir Sound, who I believe is Eli Sir Sound. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Kid Convoy 82, that's I believe 01 Trans Fans friend and mine as well. I guess mutual pal. I don't talk to you that often either, man. I'll try and change that. I'm not very good with socializing as much anymore. Even this, like I said, has just been giving me constant stomach pain. But I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching and tuning in and having a chance to relate with me on this. It's not been easy. It will never get any easier. I want to believe it will, but it's going to be with me for the rest of my life, because I wanted her to be there for my first job, and she technically was. She got to see me work at my Toys R Us job back in 2016, and man, I wish I didn't have to go. Why does everything I love leave me? Shit, that didn't help. I just almost made myself cry. I wanted her to see me get married to Rebecca. I wanted her to see me have my first house and have grandkids and just be here. Just be here in my life again. So, you know, I think the plus side to all of this that's happened has definitely been that my dad and I have gone a lot closer together. He's channeled a lot of how my mom used to be, and that brings such a comfort to me. Um, so it helps. Helps a little bit, but it helps. Um, so yeah, sorry, my mind is just anyway. That's pretty much it. I've been here for about an hour and 26 seconds and counting. So I'm gonna leave it here. Um, please take care of yourselves, take care of one another, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will hopefully talk to you all again very, very soon, and hopefully entertain you once again. Uh, yeah, that's all I can say for now. Stay tuned. Stuff will come when it comes. Hope that everyone's doing well. Love you all. Miss you all. I'll talk to you all again real soon. So this is TFA 1024, the TF Addict, rolling out till all are one for now.